Riteesh, Conti-Cup game here today against Reading, 4-0 defeat, but lots of positives to take out of it as well.
Yeah, it's hard to say that when you lose 4-0. You have to think about the context that we're playing against a real top team, and they've got full of internationals. I think 4-0 probably flatters them, but the difference between the two teams, they take their key moments and we don't. We had some good moments today, and I think if we just had a little bit more edge in the final third and a little bit more maybe ruthlessness in our defensive third, it could have been a bit closer. But we thought we were in the game at 1-0 at half time. The half time was positive. We came out with a bit of intent. Like Liverpool, we tried to get back into the game. We could have consolidated and stayed behind the ball. We chose not to do that. So there are plenty of positives. But that's 2 games in a row we conceded 4 goals. So there are things that we need to address.
And there was a couple of chances that first 25 minutes of the game. It was relatively even out there. Jess had a couple of chances, just unlucky to be caught offside, and we were pushing up there. Was that really sort of time to try and see if we could get something to try and see if we could go in 0-0 at half time?
Yeah, I mean the plan was to stay in the game for as long as possible, put them under pressure. We know in these types of games, the longer and longer you can keep it 0-0, the more nervy and anxious the opposition get. But even at 1-0, I think they were a little bit nervy. But then, as time goes on in the game, they force you a little bit deeper and deeper. Physically, they're better than us, and that starts to take its toll. But again, the key difference is those moments. We had some good moments in the attacking third, approaching their 18-yard box, and we just don't quite have. Today, we didn't quite have that little final pass or final touch to make sure we're set to get a strike off at goal and work the goalkeeper, and they certainly did that. Second half, they certainly did that.
Free weekend this week with being a spare team, but then it's Coventry the week after. Is it good to have a sort of bit of time to get the freshness in the legs, or would rather be playing this weekend?
Given that we didn't play the weekend just gone out, you'd prefer to have a game so you can get some more fuel in the legs. But the flip side, we have an extra weekend that we can use to prepare for Coventry. We've got 2 big games coming up, Coventry and London Bees in the league. 2 opportunities for us to get points, and I think we can perform at this level. We can get something out of both games. So you're right, no game this weekend. We'll have to get the girls in, do some prep, but we'll be ready for Coventry, sure.
And just finally, collectively, the league has put out a petition this week with the Premier League, EFL and the Super League to try and get fans back in stadiums in a safe environment. Obviously, that would be something that we are pushing ourselves, and fans do make such a big difference being in there and supporting.
Yeah, for us as a club, we're effectively, we're similar to non-league clubs in that we rely so heavily on even 200-300 fans coming to a game. And we rely on the atmosphere as well to help us in games. And we just hope that people who make decisions can see some common sense in some of their decision making. And I think you can see today in every ground that I've been in, they are the safest places that I've been to. And the football clubs are taking them very, very seriously. And I think there will be serious consequences if we don't allow fans back in at some point. So we're pushing hard, as are all clubs at our level and above. And we rely so heavily on fans, and we just hope that the people making decisions will make the right choice.